A little boy drew a monster on a wall, never expecting the drawing to mysteriously come to life and begin wreaking havoc on Earth. Filled with guilt, the boy hurriedly drew Ultraman Taro on the wall, hoping Taro would appear and destroy the monster. The boy's name was Masahiro. He wasn't very good at drawing and often drew tigers that looked more like kittens, which made his classmates laugh at him. He had even begun to doubt whether he had any artistic talent at all. Then suddenly, he saw the shadow of a monster appear on the wall, following its outline. He carefully traced it bit by bit until he had drawn a complete monster. As he drew, he muttered to himself, "This is the mouth, this is the head. These are the monster's legs." A member of the ZAT team saw Masahiro's drawing and couldn't help praising it. "That's really well done. It looks so real on the wall. If a real monster came out of it, we'd be in trouble." Just then, a neighbor passed by and saw her wall covered in drawings. Furious, she grabbed Masahiro by the ear and ordered him to erase everything. Panicking, Masahiro bit the woman's hand and ran home. When he got back, he told his seriously ill mother what had happened. His mother gently told him that she loved flowers more than anything. The kind-hearted boy wanted to buy her a bouquet, but he didn't have enough pocket money, so instead he bought chalk and drew rows of cherry blossom trees in full bloom on the wall. Passers-by stopped to admire how beautiful they looked. Masahiro thought to himself that if his mother could see these cherry blossoms, maybe her illness would slowly get better. When the neighbor returned and saw the wall now covered in beautiful cherry blossoms, she was pleased, except she still hated the monster drawing. Annoyed, she kicked the wall. To her shock, the monster's eyes suddenly began to glow. Masahiro wheeled his mother over to the window so she could admire the cherry trees he had drawn. "Look at my drawing. Isn't it beautiful?" he asked happily. His mother smiled and nodded. Meanwhile, as the woman moved closer to the wall again, the monster's eyes glowed even brighter. Then she realized in horror that the drawing was turning three-dimensional, slowly becoming real. The monster had come to life. The woman struck it with a stick, but the monster instantly grew gigantic and hung her up in a tree, absorbing sunlight. It fully restored its power and began rampaging through the city. Zat launched an immediate attack, but the monster released a horrible stench that overwhelmed the team. Watching Zat struggle in the foul gas, the monster clapped and laughed triumphantly, then breathed fire at them. As its energy began running low, the monster transformed into a shadow and retreated back into the wall drawing. Zat quickly surrounded the wall. The woman grabbed Masahiro and told the team this little boy was the one responsible for everything. Not wanting his sick mother to worry, Masahiro rushed forward to erase the monster drawing. Sensing it was about to be wiped out, the monster materialized once more. Zat opened fire again, but none of their attacks worked. Masahiro was overwhelmed with guilt. Since he had drawn the monster, he believed it was his responsibility to end it. He ran to the wall and quickly drew Ultraman Taro, shouting over and over, "Taro, come out, hurry and defeat the monster." But no matter how much he called, the Taro on the wall didn't move. Zat used every weapon they had, but the monster remained unstoppable, destroying one fighter after another. The danger grew closer as the monster advanced toward everyone. Masahiro refused to run, insisting on staying to take responsibility, even if it meant facing the monster himself. At the critical moment, Kotaro transformed into Ultraman Taro and appeared. At first, Taro was hit by a fierce assault and pinned down by the monster. Fortunately, the monster's attacks weren't powerful enough to cause him real damage. When the monster's assault weakened, Taro launched his counterattack, knocking it to the ground again and again. The monster breathed fire, but Taro easily dodged and fired a beam in return. Then Taro discovered the secret to defeating it. This monster was like a drawing on a wall. If its outline could be erased like a picture, it could be destroyed. So Taro used his ultra water spray, gradually wiping away the monster's form. The monster tried to escape, but Taro seized the moment and finished it with a beam attack. The monster exploded into countless cherry blossoms drifting through the sky. After the crisis ended, Masahiro sincerely thanked Taro. Taro used his miraculous power to create a real cherry blossom and gave it to Masahiro. Masahiro brought the blossom to his mother, whose health slowly began to improve. From that day on, Masahiro made up his mind to grow up and become a great artist.